and go. And 6-9.
RJ, this could be a battle won in the trenches. Each team with a formidable front court.
Yeah, both these teams are loaded with a lot of skill down low. Kind of old school. Should be a physical contest.
And the starting group for the Grizzlies. Morant is the point with Bane out on the wing. Freak is out there with Jaren Jackson. And it's the professor in at the 3 spot. So the Memphis Grizzlies able to put the first points up on the board. It's deflected. Pass to Red Hot. Traps in the tray.
And he's not going to miss that sort of an opportunity from deep.
Ball's knocked loose. Morant passes to Freak. And the layup's good off the glass.
The dime courtesy of Morant. I'd love to play with Ja. He's always looking to move that ball.
Here's Red Hot. The 19-footer is on the money.
That's a guy you want taking shots. A quality offensive player.
And let's head over to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Earlier, I spoke with Chauncey Billups. Of course, Ja Morant's named first and foremost, so I asked him about the strategy. He said try to plug every defensive hole we see. I know if we give Morant any space, he'll try and slice right through us so we can't have any cracks in the armor. A tall order for the defense against the unstoppable Morant. Back to you.
Thank you, David. And you look at the Grizzlies' defense the last few years, RJ extremely disruptive.
Yeah, they've been top of the league in steals and blocks. That's just a part of the DNA in Memphis. It can be exhausting playing against guys like this.
Nice shot by Red Hot.
And an eye for an eye. Both teams working to stretch the floor.
This is today's NBA. Hey, we see this kind of exchange more often than not.
Wasted no time on that one. Morant's got 9.
The competitive fire of Morant matching the 3 on the other end.
Nailed from three-point land. Several lead changes going on here in the early portion of this game.
It reminds me of that cameo song, Back and Forth.
Now here's Morant. He's got 9. Outside Jackson. Makes no mistake on the open jump shot.
What separates Jaren from other bigs is he's got great confidence in his shot.
Lets it go. Nice shot by Red Hot.
But he is looking confident. Love how they're using him so far.
Yeah, when he gets engaged this early in the game, it's bad news for the defense. He can roll this start throughout the rest of the game.
And this is the game plan for him. He's a big part of their floor spacing.
Yeah, and you got to know where he is at all times, especially when he's roaming around the perimeter ready to fire.
I'll tell you what, I'm not sure these guys can keep this up.
There will be some letdown at some point, but these teams, they are built to score. So.
And the Grizzlies call their first time out of the game. So Portland ends up going with the new group. And Memphis also making a switch. Aldama's checked in. Here's Morant. He's got 12. Here's Bane. That's good. And it's Jackson with the assist that time.
The team-first mindset of Jackson, willing to get the ball to his open guys.
Even dating back to his high school days, Desmond Bane was overlooked as a prospect.
Yeah, he wasn't even ranked by any major recruiting services. That just lets you know that the scouts don't always get it right. Then he fell to the 30th pick in the 2020 draft. He's made a lot of teams regret passing on him.
And that one's good, Morant.
And this is what Ja Morant does best. When he finds his rhythm on offense, he is almost impossible to guard.
Here's Mr. Oh, my goodness, the slam. He talked about a back-and-forth game. This is the definition.
You have to love these kinds of games, scoring-wise, keeping everybody on their toes.
Morant with the bucket.
Look, when you're as explosive as Ja, then opponents are going to let you take shots from deep.
Here's Red Hot. An amazing finish with a hand right in his face.
And he'll take it right into the teeth of the D without thinking twice about it.
Morant pushes to Jackson. On the wing, Bane. Aldama passes to Jackson. Back to Aldama. Shot clock at 6. Here's the floater. Jackson gets the bucket. Jackson's got his second basket of the game.
His instincts as a shot blocker allow Jackson to avoid blocks at the other end. He knows how to read his man and get off a clean shot.
We've got 1:18 left to play here in the first. Now here's Morant. He's tightly guarded. And again, it's Memphis with the 3.
Nothing you can do about that. Morant is skilled at looking just past defenders and knocking jumpers down.
Brandon Clark, he's checked in for free. Trailblazers trail by 3. Here's Prez. Oh, and that one had the right spin on it, and it is good.
And look at how quick he was to bite on the pump fake. Left his feet way too soon.
Morant scanning the floor. And a wide open look for Bane. Good, and a nice assist from Morant. Bane's got 5.
And what kind of defense was that? You can't give up wide open threes like that. What are you doing?
Hands it from downtown.
And an eye for an eye. Both teams working to stretch the floor.
This is today's NBA. Hey, we see this kind of exchange more often than not.
Oh, with authority.
That is a monster finish.
Oh.
He'll put you on your heels in a hurry. Morant slicing through the D.
Prez hangs in midair and converts on the double clutch layup.
Showing what kind of hang time he's got there. Using a little double pump and you can just go straight up with it.
17 seconds left to play in the first quarter. And it's blocked. And it's out of bounds. The Grizzlies able to retain possession here.
Grizzlies substitution. Number 1, Scottie Pippen.
12 seconds left here in the first quarter. And that one's good. Morant.
What a confident shot by Morant. Gets the hot pass and puts it right up.
To the inside. Pass to Red Hot. That will count. And it is good at the buzzer. Wow.
Ringing the bell. That's the way to close a quarter.
He knew exactly how he wanted to do it, too. There was no doubt in his mind that it was going to fall.
And so, both teams. Some good action already in this one, but a fairly even matchup after the first quarter of play. And what do you guys think so far about the offensive approach for Memphis?
Well, so far, their long-range shooting has been the story, doing damage from deep.
And one other thing they've done well today, guys, share the ball. I mean, set up teammates and just playing unselfishly.
So on the floor to begin things for Memphis here in the second quarter. Brandon Clark is out there with Jaren Jackson. Then it's Pippen. Then it's Luke Kennard. And it's Aldama in at the 3, the small forward. It's blocked. And now we've got some time to check in from the sideline. You got for us, D.A.?
Kevin, the Grizzlies retired Marc Gasol's number 33 last season. You may recall he moved to Memphis in his teens, watching his older brother Powell play for the Grizz. Marc said, I had a very unique perspective, that of a fan. I came back as a Grizzlies player, I carried that with me. And Kevin, that pride certainly showed.
Pride's a great word to use. No question, D.A. Thank you. Here's what Portland's going with right now. Red Hot is checked in for Slim, and it's Red Hot in for Rain Man. And the Grizzlies also with the sub. The professor's checked in for Luke Kennard. And here we go. Here's Red Hot. Here's Red Hot. The shot goes in. First shot, first basket. And breaking down some numbers here, the hustle stats for the Blazers.
The enthusiasm they've brought to their defense so far is something else. Going after shooters and really hustling to get their hands on shots.
Another thing they've done well is push the tempo. They're running the floor and converting on the fast break.
Timeout called, the Grizzlies. I'm told now by our producer, do we have them, guys? Okay, we do. We have a call coming in from Shams Charania. Shams, thanks for joining us. What do you have?
Hey, guys. Well, this year marked the loss of Blazers great, Hall of Famer, and truly a one-of-one, Bill Walton. One of the greatest big men this league has ever seen, known for his incredible passing skills. And off the court, he was just as dedicated to assisting others and making the world a better place. Guys, there is no question Bill Walton will be missed.
His legacy carries on. Okay, Shams, we appreciate the reporting. Left side, Pippen. Score the basket. Nice shot after missing his first attempt.
And with that basket, he's able to end a 10-0 run by the Trailblazers.
Nice shot by Red Hot.
And this offense is in a perfect rhythm, and you can see how they're finishing their plays.
Right about that. Seems like they haven't missed.
Pippen, the pass to Clark. They swipe it. There's Red Hot.
Oh,
Yes!
that's a double whammy, guys.
That's right. A great defensive play, then the emphatic stuff.
Once he poked it away, you knew what was on his mind.
Second quarter of play with almost 3 minutes gone. Yep, that one goes in there.
Pick works well there. Not much resistance from the D.
Yeah, that just comes down to a lack of effort. The defender has to do a better job fighting through the screen.
Red Hot is checked in for Portland. Red Hot comes in for Red Hot. Baines checked in for the Grizzlies. Morant comes in for Pippen. Here's Red Hot. Pass to Red Hot. Here's Red Hot. Guarded by Morant. Here's Red Hot. Bangs home the trifecta. Red Hot's got the lead up to 12 now for the Trailblazers.
And they are starting to pull away here as the shots continue to fall.
Yeah, the D is looking helpless to stop them right now. They're doing whatever they want to do on offense.
The real come at us, and we're coming right back at you.
Yeah, I love the competitive fire right there. You drain a triple on us, and I'm coming for my revenge.
Greg, you look at the great coaches. What are one or two of the most important qualities for success that you see?
Well, for me, Kevin, I think you got to be able to adapt tactically. I mean, that's huge, and especially in the playoffs. But most important, can you motivate and unify a locker room? That leadership quality is what really puts a coach over the top.
Can't lay off of Morant. When he's roaming around that mid-range area, you know he's ready to lock in.
Here's Red Hot. And the Trailblazers, another three.
And with the lead, I like the strategy here. Continue to get the ball to guys who can do something with it.
This is when good players really get after it. He can sense that they're reeling, and he's going to put his foot on the pedal.
Out of bounds, Portland takes possession.
And this is like another case of Murphy's Law right now, and it's been their own doing, really, just like we saw there.
The Grizzlies making a switch here. Aldama's checked in. A three ball. And another three for Portland.
Give them credit. Offensively, they've been the more efficient team.
Yeah, coach has to be thrilled. You can draw up all the X's and O's you want, but guys have to go out there and execute with enthusiasm. This man has entered the zone. Great shooting performance from him all game long.
Greg, with how explosive John Morant is, he has certainly taken his fair share of awkward falls.
And that's what worries you with guys like that. He's already had a number of injuries in his young career, but we all just want to see him at full health.
If Morant knocks those down consistently, you got zero chance on defense.
Here's Red Hot. And a little luck that time, but it drops. Red Hot's got 7.
How do you stop a good fadeaway jumper? That's a trick question. You don't.
Morant Dishes to Clark. Pass to Aldama. From the stripe, and the Grizzlies tack on 2 more.
And guys, we talk all the time about making the extra pass. Clark there proving how important that concept is.
Nice shot by Red Hot.
Yet another three. Once we hit the second quarter, it just seemed as if those threes just started to fall like raindrops.
A 3 from Morant. Good, another from 3. You can tell he is feeling it.
Kevin, he's on fire.
Here's Red Hot. Trying to answer back, but that 3 is off the mark. The Grizzlies trail by 15. 1 second separating the shot clock and game clock. Gets it to fall. The bucket from Bane.
That mid-range jumper is just another one of his weapons.
Here's Red Hot, and he slams it down right on top of Brandon Clark.
And this sort of awesome dunk is one of the reasons this team is in charge of this game.
Well, there's a swagger out there. You can see it on the court that they possess and are not afraid to show it either. 1 second left, and again, it's Portland converting.
And you see the ability to rise and fire from mid-range, even against that length.
Hey, when you trust your shot like he does, it doesn't matter how much size you're giving up. He feels the mid-range in his territory.
And so it's the Portland Trailblazers, sitting with a comfortable lead up by 14. What a night they've had in terms of their shooting. Everything dropping in for them. We'll get you back to the action after this break.
They're measuring up the shots.
And as we dive into the second half, we'll find out if the next 2 quarters are any different from the first 2. So far, it has been a runaway. Guys, Ja Morant has been sensational.
Yeah, he's just been raining down on him from deep here. Talk about dialed in.
If I'm his teammate, I keep feeding the hot hand, especially since he's been on fire from deep also.
They've got Red Hot. Red Hot is out there with Red Hot. Then there's Red Hot, and it's Red Hot in at the shooting guard. So that's who Chauncey Billups starts the second half with. And that one's good, Morant.
With his ability to create or attack the rim, look, that jumper is always going to be available for Morant.
After earning the number 2 seed in the 2023 playoffs, Richard, last season was a lost year because of all those injuries and other things in Memphis.
Ja Morant only played 9 games last year. Desmond Bane missed half the year. Marcus Smart out. The Grizzlies still have a lot of young talent and a very bright future.
Here's Red Hot driving to the basket. Basket good. Red Hot's got 9.
Big miscommunication on defense. He recognizes it and quickly takes advantage.
Yeah, they're going to do a much better job. Oh, wow. Goodness, man.
Well, there you go. One team operating on all cylinders at both ends. Steals, fast break buckets, and the other team in scramble mode.
A moment now to hear from our sideline reporter, Hall of Famer David Aldridge. David.
Kevin, thanks. Ja Morant was the first NBA guard in a quarter century to lead the league in points in the paint. He says, I can't just rely on dunking every single play, so I need different types of finishes to get my shot off, whether it's high off the glass, the reverse, or hanging in the air forever. And Kevin, he just says it so casually. Back to you.
I know it. But look, David, he doesn't do it casually, right? He is a one-man circus. Timeout called, the Grizzlies. The Grizzlies trail by 15. Outside Jackson. 2 minutes gone in this third quarter now. And it falls over the rim and in.
You won't see Jackson take a lot of mid-range jumpers, but he is certainly capable from there.
Here's Red Hot. It's good. Now he's shooting 6 for 7.
breakdown for the defenders, and you can't ask for an easier bucket than that.
And Morant's got the ball here for the Grizzlies. Inside, here's the professor. Can't connect from short range. Trailblazers leading by 15. Here's Red Hot. And again, it's the Trailblazers from deep.
Despite his relatively quiet night, they are still winning, and that just shows this team is more than just about one guy.
A professor, good.
And this is part of Morant's role. As a guard, he's responsible for finding the open man.
And so Chauncey Billups calls for the timeout. And coach has decided they need a moment to talk things over. For Portland, they've gone a perfect 7 of 7 from the field here in the third, coming out of the break very hot. Nice shot by Red Hot.
Yeah, he's shown terrific control of the pace and the rhythm of this offense.
He's locked in with his teammates right now, setting guys up in perfect position.
And the three ball is good.
I love the spirit he's shown tonight, particularly on the offensive end.
He's going to keep putting up shots regardless of the score. That's the kind of player he is.
Nice shot by Red Hot. Red Hot's got 7 points for the quarter.
And an eye for an eye. Both teams working to stretch the floor.
This is today's NBA. Hey, we see this kind of exchange more often than not.
Consistency all game long. He's going to continue, I think, to have to take it over to get them back in the game.
Here's Red Hot. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Red Hot's got 9 points here in the second half.
They're taking it right into the teeth of the defense, and it's a defense that's starting to look frustrated.
That's the kind of aggression you want to see when you've got a team on the ropes.
They retain possession, and he gets the bucket. Portland leading by 16. Here's Red Hot, hangs, he lays it in. Red Hot's got 18 points.
Man, he's got such a great touch and feel around the basket. He made that reverse look easy.
Outside, Bain. Outside, Jackson. Driving in, and Jackson throws it down hard.
There are not many players of his size that can go off the bounce and throw it down like Jaren Jackson Jr.
Here's Red Hot. How's that for an answer? Right back with the dunk.
And although he's undersized at his position, his vertical, yeah, that'll clean up a few mistakes.
Here's Red Hot. Count that one as his 7th make in 8 attempts. A scorching 88%. Let's look at the energy stats, how the hustle game has been going for Portland.
They've been defending with excellent anticipation all game long. Just look at how many times they've managed to get their hands on the ball.
And they've really been able to get out in transition and produce. The defense hasn't had an answer for this up-tempo pace.
Nice shot by Red Hot.
Rate of baskets assisted, it's a stat I really like. It tells the story of how well you are playing team offense.
Pass to the professor. Back to Morant. Lets it go from deep. And Jaren Jackson, good for 3. Jackson's got 20.
I think you can tell Jackson Jr. is enjoying himself on offense, playing with a ton of energy.
Trailblazers leading by 17. Here's Red Hot. And they come right back with their own three-pointer. Red Hot's got 9 points now in the quarter. Red Hot's got a perfect 4 of 4 from long range. Deadly with the 3-ball tonight. Morant passes to Freak. Good, and a nice assist from Morant. Morant's got his 7th assist of the game with that last one. Shot and game clock separated by 5. Red Hot, no good. The Grizzlies trail by 18. Down low. And it's Morant missing.
Outstanding work to send him away. They sniffed that one out.
Red Hot, great pass to set up the lay-in. Red Hot's got 15 points here in the second half. Now here's Morant for 3. A three-pointer is right on target.
And the three-point shot has just been money so far tonight.
Nice ball movement there. That's how you break down the defense.
And as we conclude the third quarter, pretty much a blowout. It's been a one-sided affair. Trailblazers lead by 20. from Portland. We're back in a moment. And a chance right now to show you our State Farm assist of the game.
And definitely deserving of the prize tonight. How about the read he made here? Looking like a point guard, putting the pass right on the money.
He'll be proud of that one. Bigs love when their passing skills are noticed.
And as we head into the fourth, we'll see if there's a comeback in the works or if it's more of the same from the first 3 quarters. So on the floor for Memphis, Pippen is out there with the professor. Then it's Brandon Clark. Then there's Desmond Bain. And it's Aldama with the power forward. Here's Red Hot. Drains it from beyond the arc. Pippen with it. To the middle. And denied. He sends it right off the glass. Here's Red Hot. And the Trailblazers, another 3.
Changing ends quickly, getting the advantage in numbers and finishing. They've been doing it all night long.
Yeah, and that's made a huge difference. They're making the most of the chances on the break. Transition buckets decide more games than people think.
Pippen finds Clark. Over Prez. It's deflected. And we've played through about a minute here in the fourth. No coverage, that's it.
The plays they're running designed to create opportunities from deep.
With the way they're shooting, there's no need to look for any other shot. Just keep letting it rain.
Fast break, here we go. It's tipped. With the drive. And that one's drained from the low block. Clark's got his first basket. Now a timeout called by Portland. Portland had, Greg, one of the great guard combinations in Clyde Drexler and Terry Porter.
Man, that was one heck of a backcourt. And they really complemented each other so well. Drexler with his explosive scoring ability and Porter who could just do a little bit of everything.
So Portland ends up going with the new group. Portland's gotten off to a great start from three-point range in the final quarter. They're a perfect 3 of 3. Here's Red Hot. Drills it from outside.
And this offense is in a perfect rhythm, and you can see how they're finishing their plays.
Right about that. Seems like they haven't missed.
The drive by Bain. And it's thrown down hard with both hands.
Yeah, just solid work on the back end of that play.
Yep, you're right. Finished hard with 2 hands on that stuff. Here's Rain Man. And yep, finally dropped after rolling around the rim.
And boy, did he ever sell the pump fake. Worked to absolute perfection.
Pippen kicks to Clark. It's Pippen with the drive. Count the bucket coming off a perfectly placed assist.
And that's how you lead a team. Literally.
Here's Red Hot. Here it goes. Down! Wow!
My gracious, way to get up.
And how about that? What a sensational finish.
Hey, you got to be able to get some hang time to do that one.
Oh, that's straight TNT, baby. Explosive.
That was pretty, and he just has that effortless knack for getting inside. And just about 3 minutes through the fourth quarter here. Pippen outside. Oh, he's going up for the alley-oop here. Hammers the alley-oop through.
You gotta love his hustle, leaving the defense no time to react.
And all of a sudden, that man was just on the other end. Wow.
The Grizzlies have gotten 4 of their 6 shots to fall so far here in the fourth. A pretty nice efficiency there. Payton for 3. That one is good. He's only missed 1 shot of his 6 taken on the floor.
When guys are moving the ball, sharing it, it makes the game so much more fun, both as a player and as a fan.
We've played just over 3.5 minutes now in the fourth quarter. Here's Rain Man, and they call the foul, so a chance at the line for one more coming up.
How about the concentration? He gets hit but stays with the play and gets the finish.
So for the Trailblazers, Mr. Incredible, he's checked in for Red Hot, and it's Red Hot in for Slim. Memphis also making some changes. Freaks checked in for Clark. Jaren Jackson comes in for Santi Aldama, and it's Morant in for Pippen.
There was a time you could get yelled at for taking a three like that, but now it's a great decision, and it paid off.
Unable to get the ball in bounds, they get called for the 5-second violation. Red Hot, he's checked in for Rain Man.
Number 8.
Morant with a wide open look. And good! There's another. 60 points. This guy cannot be stopped.
They've had no answer for him in this one.
Hits the three-point bomb.
Man, he is feeling it from three-point range. All of a sudden, he just can't miss.
Outside, Bain. Oh, and that one, no question, powered it down.
Nice ball movement there, delivered the pass right on time.
Here's Red Hot, guarded by Morant. It's an odd stat, but what I'm going to throw out there anyway, the Memphis Grizzlies set an NBA record last season for players used in a season.
Kevin, this isn't football, right? They had 33 different guys suited up last season. That tells you how difficult it was. Constant change, hard to build chemistry, and let's face it, hard to win games.
Here's what Portland's going with right now. Red Hot comes in for prime time, and it's Slim in for Red Hot.
Yes, and with this one winding down, it's obvious to everyone who watched it. Just a total mismatch and a true show of strength for the Trailblazers.
This was a team performing to its fullest capability.
A hugely satisfying win. A game that not many will soon forget. And on the other side, one that I think most will try to forget.
And we watched one guy all night long, guys, and looking at the stats just confirms what a dominant game he had. What a night tonight it was for Red Hot.
You have to focus on the steals he came up with. They were huge factors in the end result.
The three from Morant knocks down the three ball.
Even though his team is lagging behind, he's playing like a winner. Too bad his attitude isn't spreading to the other guys.
Here's Red Hot. And right away, they match it with a three-pointer of their own.
They made the most of their opportunities, looking comfortable and locked in throughout the night.
You have to love their effort. This game wasn't handed to them. They took it.
Left side, Jackson. Baseline jumper. Basket counts.
Jaren Jackson Jr.
Here's Red Hot, guarded by Bain.
Oh, let's go home. That was just ridiculous.
I do not remember the last time I saw a dunk like that in a game. Stolen away. Here's Red Hot. Gets it to fall. And so Portland takes this one, but by a big margin. They poured it on tonight. Dominant showing in front of a crowd that loved every minute of it.
And, you know, this game could really be a defining one for what they can do when they are playing at their best. I mean,